book lovers, and welcome back to my channel. 2023 is coming up to a close. We only have a couple weeks left of the year, which is so crazy. But since there is still time before 2024 is here, I wanted to share 5 books that I think you should read before the year ends. These are 5 books that came out this year that I enjoyed so much. These are some less popular books that definitely deserve more love. Like, I could sit here and tell you to read the biggest romances of 2023 as if there's not enough people talking about them. And as much as I love those big books, some other books deserve love too. So the 5 books that I'll be recommending, I kind of separated them based on trope or subgenre. The first one that I have is a sports romance. I know sports has been huge this year, hockey romances especially, so I have to recommend Goal by Alexandria House because not enough people are talking about this one and I adored it. This is a hockey romance, and since it is Alexandria House, it does get messy up in here. There's a lot of other women drama, but I love the romance, so that drama didn't even faze me. In this one, Malik is living the good life. He is at the top of his hockey career and he has a girlfriend that he just proposed to. But then his estranged dad unexpectedly dies and leaves Malik with 2 siblings that he had no idea about. He takes in these young siblings, but he needs a nanny to help take care of them because he definitely didn't expect to be like a dad right now. This is when the heroine Nuri is hired, and this is also when Malik's fiance shows her true colors. She gives him an ultimatum. It's either her or the kids, and he chooses the kids. She does end up leaving, but not without causing some problems. All while this messy drama is happening, Nuri is being a great nanny to Malik's siblings. The romance slowly builds between Malik and Nuri, and it is so freaking sweet. Malik sees how wonderful and caring Nuri is, especially with his siblings, and she sees how he's really stepped up to being that big brother, fatherly figure role that was thrust on him. There's a lot of fantastic chemistry between them, like it's constantly simmering even when Malik had his fiance, and it does get a little crazy when Nuri moves in to become the live-in nanny. I will say the romance itself is pretty angst and drama free because these two are just so set on each other, like they know they're it for each other, but it's everything outside of the romance that causes problems. It was all super entertaining though. I loved the romance, I loved all the hockey in here, I loved Malik's teammates. It was so much fun, and I would love to see another black hockey romance from Alexandria House. Today's video is brought to you by Elle Kennedy and her newest release, The Graham Effect. The Graham Effect is the highly anticipated next generation release from Elle Kennedy. I love this one so much. The heroine here is Gigi Graham, and she's none other than the daughter of Garrett Graham from The Deal. Gigi here has her eyes set on the women's national hockey team and Olympic gold, but she does need some help behind the net, so in walks Luke Ryder, our hero. He's Briar Yu's new men's hockey co-captain, and they make a deal with each other. Ryder will help train Gigi, and she'll put in a good word about him to help get him into her famous father's summer program. It's a win-win situation as long as feelings are kept out of it, but sometimes the risks are worth it. The Graham Effect is available on audiobook, paperback, and ebook, and it is on Kindle Unlimited. You can also get an exclusive paperback edition only from Barnes & Noble. That edition includes extended chapters and an epilogue between Gigi and her father, Garrett Graham, which you absolutely will want to read because it's so freaking sweet. So if you love the off-campus series, you won't want to miss The Graham Effect. I'll link it down below for you all to get your own copy. A big thank you to Elle Kennedy for sponsoring today's video. And then if you're in the mood for something a little bit more dark, some romantic suspense, I'm recommending Evil Enemy by Elle Thorpe. I absolutely love this author. I went on like a binge of 3 of her series last year, but the thing about Elle Thorpe is that she loves to write series, especially trilogies. Like her whole Saint View world, they're made up of a bunch of different trilogies, and I know some of us won't have time to binge on a whole series before the year is up. Thankfully, Elle did come out with a series of standalones, so you can read Evil Enemy on its own totally fine. It's the first standalone in the St. View strip series, though it does connect a little bit with the St. View prison series. So if you read that series, you'll see some similar characters, but you don't have to read that series before reading this one. So Evil Enemy is dark romance, it's romantic suspense. It is also not reverse harem like all of her other St. View world books. This is strictly MF. It's about a good guy cop falling for the owner of a strip club. Eve is the strong and fierce heroine who owns St. View Strip Club, and she is a total boss. There's a local politician though that's trying to get her business shut down along with some of the other bad parts of St. View. Boston is the cop that politician asked to be like a bodyguard, which is why Eve and Boston come across each other. Thankfully, Boston doesn't actually like that politician or agree with his views, but he still does go head to head with Eve because they basically stand for opposite sides of the city, so tensions are high. It does get super hot though because Eve and Boston, they know they shouldn't want each other, but they do. I enjoy the romance so much here, and plus the audiobook is fantastic. It's duet narration and I loved the narrators. So if you like a bit of a darker read with some good suspense, then definitely check this one out. For a historical romance that I love this year, I have to recommend An Earl to Remember by Stacey Reed. I love this author and this one is one of my new favorites from her. It was such a ridiculous and entertaining historical romance. It's based off the movie Overboard. It's got this setup where the heroine is a chef. She gets hired on this yacht that the hero owns. He's this Earl. Daniel has no idea that Georgie is his hired chef, but as soon as he lays eyes on her, he wants her. Unfortunately, his mistress at the time sees this connection between them and she makes it so that Georgie gets fired and she thinks that Daniel was behind it. So Georgie goes back home only to find out that Daniel accidentally fell overboard and now has amnesia and has no idea who he is. She's the only one who knows the truth, but she doesn't exactly tell him the truth because she ends up making up the fact that she is married to him. She has Daniel thinking that he is working class, so he gets down and dirty in the farm that her family owns. It gets hilarious because it's like his subconscious is telling him that all of that is beneath him because he's an earl, but Georgie is just too irresistible to say no to, and also he thinks that she is his wife. So it's a pretty wild plot, but I adored these two. I love a good clash of the classes historical romance, and this one just has a little twist to it. My fourth recommendation is a Hollywood romance. It's Coming Clean by Jen Trin. I love a good celebrity Hollywood romance, and this one was fun and different, and it's got the best meet cute. It's got the classic famous actor hero falling for the regular non-celebrity heroine, but the author made them really stand out. The hero, Darian, is an A-list actor whose latest movie has gotten some terrible reviews, and he's also dealing with the constant struggles of being an Asian American actor in Hollywood. So he gives himself a break. He goes on this vacation, and this is where he meets the heroine. He actually spies a bag of shrimp chips right next to the heroine that he is salivating over. Like, he hates the diet that he's on, but he has to be on it as an actor, and as soon as he sees those chips, he wants them so badly. The romance here, the meet cute, is Darian asking Di if she can share some of her shrimp chips with him. And the funny thing is that she says no at first and literally starts eating them right in front of him, and then she's also able to swindle $50 out of him for the bag of chips. It's a very interesting beginning for the two of them that eventually does lead to them hooking up, and the internet goes viral after finding out about them. There's plenty of drama and humor that make this book really entertaining to read. We have this great opposites attract romance. The heroine is this grumpy goth and the hero is this sunshiny actor, but they're both dealing with their own struggles. It gets into the whole world of Hollywood, so if you love a good celebrity romance, then this one is for you. And then my final recommendation for this video is for a novella. I know some people might be trying to complete their Goodreads freebies challenge, so sometimes novellas are the way to go. I read some great novellas this year, but my most recent one that I really loved was A Thief in the Night by KJ Charles. This one I actually read because it was free on Audible Plus. It's an historical romance. It is very quick and it is so freaking cute. It's definitely one of the better freebies that you can find on Audible Plus, which I will eventually get to making a video about all the stuff that I found there. And okay, technically the audiobook came out last year, but the ebook for this came out this year, so I'm counting it for this video. It's also apparently connected to The Gentle Art of Fortune Hunting, but I did not read that book, but I had no issue reading this novella on its own. So the romance here, Toby, one of the heroes, is a bit of a thief. He's a highway robber. His newest mark is the other hero, Miles, who he meets at this inn. Toby introduces himself, he gives Miles a fake name, and they sort of feel each other out. And when they realize that they're into each other, they do hook up. But afterwards, when Miles is sleeping, Toby does leave with some stolen goods. He takes Miles's watch and some other goodies to earn some money. But that doesn't last very long, and Toby eventually does need to find himself a real job, and he finds one as a valet for this estate. But when he shows up on his first day of work, he sees his boss, who is none other than the guy that he robbed. At this point, Miles doesn't have anything left for Toby to rob, and even though he's mad, he does allow Toby to help around with the estate. It's quick and hot and short, and the romance is really sweet, even with this rough beginning. Like, yes, one guy robbed the other, and now the guy that he robbed is his boss, but that's what made this such a charming read. So this one was great. It's only like 2-3 hours long in audio, so you'll go through it really quickly. And that's it for 5 romance books that I think you should read before the year is up. I would highly recommend you give these a try, or at least read the trope or subgenre that you are into. As always, links to everything will be down in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!